10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, Maurice here. It's just to let you guys know that if she can get NinjaGuy X 320 subscribers on his YouTube channel, he'll allow me to practice my Just Dance 2021 dances. So if you do that to me, I'll be able to dance. So get those subscribers on. Oh crap, NinjaGuy X and John is coming. Gotta get out. Oh man, I was just going on a bathroom break, and I guess Maurice just got away, right? I guess he left. So.
Maurice is alive. I get DMs every day and in Discord, free Maurice, bring Maurice back. Maurice has been on hiatus for several months. People always ask me, where's Maurice? When is he going to come back? Well, we just saw him today, the very first sighting of Maurice in 2022. And oh my gosh, it looks by the reaction of the audience here. Holy crap! There we go. Yep. Let's see.
Oh my gosh,
Maurice!
Yeah.
Everybody's loving on Maurice here. And look at this. And Lee says some people call him the gangster of love.
Nice. And guys, if you missed out whatever he said, there's a tweet scheduled for in about 30 minutes. So just look up on my channel and you'll understand what I just said. So have a look at that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, wow. Welcome to another episode of Stadium Connect North, my friend. We have some news as usual, got some cool stuff. We've got our special guest, well, our co-host who's sometimes unavailable, but we have Fletch there down here. So how are you doing, Fletch?
All good, thank you. Yeah, COVID free.
Oh yeah.
So happy. Finally.
Yeah. So now you're going to be able to go back to work, well, actually start work, right? You're getting a new job out there, so it's going to be very nice.
Yeah, start my new job, back to doing content and all of that. So all fun. Back to busy times again.
Very cool. And then we got John here. How are you doing, John?
Good. I've oh my gosh. This week, really so pleasantly surprised with our announcement of Golf with Your Friends. Yeah. Streamed it yesterday. Had a ton of fun, and this week all around has been great. Looking forward here. Long weekend kicking off. Good Friday. So most people here in Canada have today off and kick off the Easter weekend.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, I have a holiday, and it's kind of weird to do it, not right after work. So it feels pretty different. But yeah, before we start, let's just say hello to everyone in the chat. We've got Mr. PyCon Fusion, Rebellica, Lord Vivek in lead. We got Kenya. We got Miss T22, Mark Sully, who was pretty excited about Maurice. And then who else? Pro Resin, the Stadia Adventure, Purple
Here.
Ace, Simpleton Only, and wow, so many people. David Wilson, man, so many people. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming in. Even though if you have the day off, like we do appreciate you coming here. So very nice.
Yeah.
All right. So the first thing that we'd like to talk about is that we have a new kind of show from Stadium Connect North, and it is called Stadia. It's called Captures of Stadia, and let me just put a small video here. So what happened is that me and John, we asked everyone to bring us your Stadia captures that you would like us to show on our channel. So and then what we do is that we record some voices over it, and we talk about that we laugh, we make jokes about this capture, and it's just a 5-minute video, and then at the end we ask you guys to comment and vote for the best Stadia capture. And what we're going to do is that we're going to showcase that capture on Twitter on our Stadium Connect North account. So we'll be pinning that capture at the top, and you'll have like a spotlight. So keep a lookout for that. And then there might be something going on with these top captures sometime later, but we won't get into that too much right now. But yeah, it's really fun. We are going to do two videos a week. The first video is going to be on Friday around noon from John's channel. And then on Tuesdays will be on my channel. And so on John's channel, he'll be hosting his videos with me in the back, and then vice versa on my videos. So keep a lookout for that. We have a spreadsheet that you can post your Stadia captures on. John, is that in the description below?
Yep, it should be in the description here.
Okay.
I'm hearing feedback. I don't know. Maybe there's sound shared.
Oh yeah. Sorry. So that's from me. Sorry, I apologize. But yes. So it is in the description below. So if you have any capture, feel free to give it to us. We've got plenty, but we'd love to see what else we can put in there.
Yep. And we're also going to, so for anybody, you don't need to worry about, where am I going to find certain episodes on John's channel, on Ninja's channel? We're both creating playlists on each other's channels and sharing the video. So no matter whose channel you go to, so for example, once Ninja posts episode 2 on Tuesday, you'll see on my channel, you'll be able to see episode 1 and 2. You click on episode 2, it goes over to Ninja's channel. And on Tuesday on Ninja's channel, if you want to watch episode 1, you click on it, it'll come over to mine. So regardless, no matter, which channel on, you'll be able to see them all. And we'll always be tweeting out the links from the Stadium Connect North Twitter account as well. And then, of course, on our individual accounts where we'll retweet as well. So
exactly.
It's, it's fun. Like, we've already recorded the first 2 episodes here. And by the way, thank you so much, everybody. We've had an amazing response. We've gotten close to 100 clips. So keep them coming. Because we're constantly making these episodes here and just having loads of fun watching them, commenting on them. And from today's premiere, it seems like other people in the community as well are having a blast looking at that. And also, like Ninja said, it helps get your name out there as well. And who knows, maybe you'll make some new Stadia friends from that as well. Yeah,
exactly. All right, so now that we are, let's see what Stadia Pro Gaming says here. He says, sorry, John, we'll send some clips soon. You better, Stadia Pro Gaming, you better put some clips in there because we're waiting for you. I'm sure you have some hilarious one, like knowing how, like you stream so much, right? I'm sure you got some pretty juicy one to give us. So looking forward to that.
And we also try to, I just want to make one more here, and then I'll let you get on to the news. We try to make it like a variety of different games in there. So, if you've already submitted your clips to us and you haven't saw it yet, don't worry. Like, we haven't forgotten. We have them all here. We've got them sorted by name and game type. So we're going to try to, make sure there's a healthy mix of different games in each episode, and not just all Destiny 2 or all Assassin's Creed Valhalla or Cyberpunk. We'll get a nice healthy mix in here. So, some people might submit their clips here, let's say on the weekend, and it might make it into next Friday's episode. Or it might be a week or two, but keep them coming. Submit them. You can send a DM to Ninja or myself on Twitter. You can fill out the form as well. Also in Discord, we have a channel for you to drop your stuff there. So keep them coming, and it's awesome, and I'm really looking forward to future episodes.
Definitely. Yeah. All right, guys. So let's jump into the news. We actually don't have a lot of news this week, official news, but we do have a big handful of community news. So it kind of balance out everything. So let me go ahead and put that up. And this time around, John, you can speak. It's not going to echo again, so you don't need to worry about that.
Okay.
So first up is the most exciting news of this week, actually, is Golf with Your Friends is now available on Stadia. So what's kind of cool with that is the day before, I think the dev tweeted us and told us, like, hey, guys, Golf with Your Friends is coming out. So it was kind of a surprise because we knew it was coming out in April, but we didn't know at exactly what date it was coming out. And so it looks like they're rolling out Golf with Your Friends. So I don't know, like, if we're gonna get City Skylines sometime soon, or Worms, WMD, and there's another one, isn't it? There's
Overcooked is due
Overcooked
this month as well. Yeah. So some people are speculating next week, or if I'm looking at the calendar here, we still have 2 more Fridays in April here. So in the next 2 weeks, we should be getting Overcooked here.
Very nice. So so this is out. John has played, Fletch has played. I'd like to know you guys your general opinion on this game. So we'll start with Fletch. So what are your thoughts on this game so far?
I really enjoy it. I've always loved Golf with Your Friends. I played it back on Xbox and fell in love with it, and I still love the game completely. There are a few bugs at the moment, which the devs are now obviously made aware of. Myself and Original Penguin Adam posted quite a bit of it in their Discord, so they are aware of the situations that'll probably get patched soon. I would say though that this is a perfect lineup for a pro game, and I still reckon that it will come to pro for May. I really do reckon it will. Especially with it being the whole 2 weeks before it can go on to pro. But really, really good game, and I recommend anyone picking it up. It was really fun when John played it. It was really good.
Awesome. So if you don't own the game and you're looking to get one without paying for it, we have some news about that. So stay tuned at the a little later in the show. But before we go with that, John, you've been playing the game actually recently also, right? And you've been streaming it with some people. How was your experience with the game?
Oh, it was totally a blast. We streamed yesterday, so it came out around noon Eastern. 30 minutes later, we're up streaming myself, Fletch, Lovecraft
Tapes.
Lovecraft Tapes were playing. Then Original Adam joined in. And Mugen as well. So, I mean, I was planning on streaming it for like an hour, but I think I ended up streaming it for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, something like that. Just because it is so fun. You don't have to know anything about golf other than get the ball in the hole, right? It's so fun. It is so fun because, as you saw there, you can have these like a little chef hat. You can customize your balls, and there's all these different types of courses. I think there's like 10, 12, maybe even more different courses in there. 12 players online. I know a lot of people are asking, is it cross-play? No, it's not, but there's none of the other versions on Xbox or PlayStation or PC or Nintendo have cross-play. So, but it's fun. It's a total blast because some of the weirdest and wackiest things going. I know Fletch was getting like these amazing shots, and same with Lovecraft Tapes, like that would just get a hole in one. I'm like, how in the heck are you doing this here?
Wow.
But as Fletch mentioned, there are a few bugs like in the Candylands world. I think there was out of the 18 different holes that there is, we found a couple where there are what we call chocolate roads. So a road or the place in front of you that's made out of chocolate where your ball would fall through. But we found a way to like hammer our way through that. We like, give full force and we bounce the balls left, right. And we actually ended up like, I think finishing them. I mean, it's just a ton of fun. It's a great party game to play along with your friends. I highly recommend it. And, like Fletch says, I do think this will come to pro. I'm not sure why they didn't launch it as a pro game. It's a perfect candidate, but eventually it will. But still, it's on sale right now. $20 Canadian if you have Stadia Pro, $15.99 US. And I think over in the UK, it was $11.99. So I recommend it. It is a total blast to play it and well worth the money.
Good price, honestly, for a game that just came out, right? We've got a question here from Marksily. He says, you customize your what?
Your balls, right? So you could change the color of your balls, the shape of your balls, sorry, not S. You can get like these different little hats. You can change like the I'll call it a stream. So like when you whack your ball and it goes on the screen there, the trail that it leaves, you could change them different colors and things like that. So it's great. There's a whole lot of customization that you could do in different modes. There's a hockey mode where your ball is like you're a puck, right? And the way that the puck moves around the level and reacts is completely different. It could be a star, a cone, all these different things. There's a ton of different customizations and changes that you can make. So
perfect.
There we go.
Get some good comments here. Yeah, very, very much gold. Marceli also says, maybe the old Worms game will be on Pro Title. So yeah, you never know. The Worm game could be there, or even Overcooked, right? So let's hope so. So jumping on to the next news. So trials are rolling in. Oh my god, that's funny. You unlock the purple color right when you whack it too much.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have new trials coming in, rolling in. We've got Blaze and the Monster Machine, Dragon Quest 11 with 120 minutes, 2 hours of playtime.
Yeah,
and then we've got Little Nightmares. So their initiative to bring some more trials, open it up to more developers, seems to be going, and it's very nice. So hopefully we'll be getting some more title. Yesterday during MM2K's podcast, we were discussing about what would be perfect trials, for to test the Stadia. And in my opinion, like Cyberpunk would be a good one just to showcase like the power of it. Guild as an exclusive, right? An exclusive to Stadia, just to give it a try, and things like that. We had a good discussion.
Yeah. And I think the trials also will bring light to. It's going to have, I think, like the same as like the Stadia Pro effect is what I'll say. These trials will be, like you mentioned, Guilt, right? Or Cyberpunk. If you haven't bought or played either of those games, well, you're going to get a 30 to 120 minute trial of the game, and you can say, oh wow, I really do like this game, and end up purchasing it. So
exactly what happened to me with the Risk of Rain, right? So they know how to steal your money. No, just kidding. No, I really wanted to try the game, and finally I jumped for it, so that was really nice. Next up we've got I don't know what is this, so I'm just going to read it from John. Food for thought. Cloud gaming revenues hit nearly 1.5 billion last year, more than double the 671 million made in cloud revenue in 2020, roughly 3% of what console gaming generates. That number will predicted to continue to grow, potentially hitting 6.3 billion by 2024. This is very interesting. Yeah, exactly. M2K again was talking about that yesterday. So we used to be at 1%, right? And now I guess we're growing. We're getting more and more revenue out of cloud gaming. So it's very interesting to see that. We'll be seeing even more growing as the year goes by, I think eventually, I think we even talked about that before. I think eventually we'll see it go at 50%, right? Like, not dominating, but maybe going as equal as the other consoles, just because of the world that we're living now is just so much convenient. So
yeah, and I think like if we go back to this and we're looking at, so roughly 3%. Cloud gaming is roughly 3% of what the console gaming generates, right? So we have to take this into consideration when people get disappointed of like certain games not coming to Stadia. Some of these higher triple A games not coming to Stadia. It's because it's still relatively again, cloud platform is relatively new, right? And it's still in its infancy here. So we'll get there. If you could see, like in the last year, it doubled, predicted to double again. So it might not always double here. We'll certainly get to a point where that growth spurt isn't going to continuously double. But the thing is, it's growing. And that's what is really important. And so you just keep supporting, keep loving the games that you play. And eventually, like you mentioned there, who knows? It could be another 8-10 years
wow,
right, that it becomes a commonality or a more talked about. Like I can imagine, think about 10 or even 15 years now, those kids that will be 15 or 20 years old are gonna say, oh well, just like the majority of movies and audio is all streaming, right? And things like that. People are like, oh, well, you're playing your game on, the console, your disc-based stuff, that might seem a little weird to the kids of a new generation. So, it just takes time. And I think this is really positive note to see that things are growing.
Yeah, definitely. And it would just make no sense for someone in the cloud scene to stop, because like they're making money, like they're not losing money. So like the people who still thinks that, oh, it's gonna fail, it's not gonna work, nobody wants that. It's like this year especially, it's showing that it's growing, it's showing that everybody's getting interested in that. Google is looking, well, actually I don't want to talk too much about that, but Google is looking for more employees, because we're going to talk about it later, I think. And like they expand on things that are like, it's just crazy. So I can't wait, it's going to be great for sure. So
and I mean, sorry, I was just going to say my last 2 cents on this is yes, there's definitely room for improvement, so we'll keep pushing for that improvement. And I think bit by bit we'll see that the evolution of cloud gaming, it'll come to fruition, maybe not as fast as certain people will like, but keep pushing for it to be better. And we'll see there's definitely room for improvement, but I'm really excited and happy with what we have so far.
Yeah, for sure. So next up, we got some new sales on Stadia. Now that I think about it, it's of course when we add on Stadia, for some reason it just it needs to reload, but it's fine. So we got some amazing sale this week, and it's pretty bulky. So we got some Elder Scrolls currency, of course, some Ubisoft stuff as usual. I know some people, they're like, oh, again Ubisoft with their sales. But I mean, if you don't own it, I mean, it's good. Like you can buy it and stuff. So I don't mind at all. Keep them coming, because what's nice about it is that I know that I don't need to buy it now, because it's going to come back later, and so I don't need to rush anything. I think Assassin's Creed Odyssey is like one of the only Assassin's Creed games that I'm missing on Stadia, right? So I'm not too much in a hurry. But we got Child of Light, Dirt 5, Doom, Doom Eternal, Family Feud, Far Cry 6, which is starting to get at a lower price now. It's getting a pretty reasonable. Far Cry 6 actually, it has been having a lot of good reception. So definitely an addicting game for sure. That's an interesting suggestion, Cal. They should make Outcaster a free to play, and maybe get an influencer to play. I think, yeah, I agree. That's a good idea.
Outcaster
Hopefully,
should have been free from day one. I
Yeah.
feel like it
Yeah.
not be. I don't understand why they took it away from Pro.
Hmm.
I feel they should have kept it on Pro, or at least make
least,
it
Yeah.
free.
right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I know. So now they've transferred the rights over, right, to the developer. They fully own the game and things like that. So we haven't seen a lot of change in Outcasters really in a while. So
Yeah.
I agree with Kel here. There, making it free to play like Super Animal Royale, and throw those cosmetics in, throw them up for sale, and have different
Yeah.
seasons and
Season
really get
pass,
behind
yeah.
it. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I think it would do leaps and bounds better. Bring it to other platforms as well. Cross play, bring it to Xbox, bring it to PlayStation, and really open up the audience there, because there's a lot of potential for Outcasters. For
It's
sure.
such a unique it's a unique IP that you don't see ever. And
It's
it's just it's great.
fun.
It's really well polished.
It's skill based too. Like if you
Yeah.
like if you want to practice and stuff, it's actually, you can get pretty good at it.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
wow! So Mark Sally got some pretty good deals here. Scott Pilgrim. Let's go have a look. So Scott
Yeah.
Pilgrim. Oh my God, there's so many. Just Dance. Life
I'm
is
not gonna-
Strange.
I'm not gonna lie. I was
Yeah.
eyeing up farming simulator so much today.
Yeah.
I've never played
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
I've never played a farming simulator, but I keep looking
Jealous?
at it going.
Jealous? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I keep thinking, oh, I need to drive a tractor.
Yeah. Oh man, Life is Strange again, $40. That's a steal. Some big games. I bought Mortal Kombat 11 actually on this sale for $20. Actually, it was the Ultimate Edition I bought, so that was last week.
Yeah.
But for $20, it was a mindless decision. I had to buy that. So Scott Pilgrim is a popular one I've seen in the chat, so that's nice. Star Wars, Elder Scroll, Ubisoft, and Watch Dogs, Wolfenstein. Awesome. So yeah, good sales, guys. Have a look. You'll definitely find something that you like. I'm sure of it. And last but not least, for the news, so Elemental War 2 has passed certification, which means the May 6th release date is 100%. Check out the new trailer. So I'm gonna follow John's order and watch the trailer. So yeah, it's nice. It's always nice to see like security or certitude. I don't know the word, but to know that it's actually gonna come out. They've made all the steps needed for the game to come out. It's available for pre-order at the moment on Stadia if you want to give it a try. Elemental War 2 is a tower defense game based kind of in like a Dungeons and Dragons type of world. So yeah, it's very interesting, and hopefully I'm not sure why I'm saying hopefully, but yeah, it's a cool game, and I can't wait for it to come out. I know that Fletch is pretty excited for this one. Did you pre-order it yet, Fletch?
Yeah, I pre-ordered it the second that it went up for
Yep.
pre-order.
Nice.
I love tower defense games, so for me, I was just like straight away had to get it.
Yeah.
But it's a weird one as well here in the UK, because the price of it is actually cheaper on Xbox than it is on Stadia. But it's a really weird price on Xbox though. It's like £16.24. Like, it's such an odd number. So
maybe like they did the exact currency conversion, right? Or something.
Yeah, I don't get it, but I don't mind. At the end of the day, I always think if it's an extra couple of pounds, that's the accessibility cost of having no hardware. So that's the way I look at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And John, you're not really. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know how. Yeah, like do you like tower defense, or it's not like?
Yeah, I'm tower defense, and when I wasn't like super excited for it, I was interested, but then when I saw it go up for pre-order, it's a very reasonable price. I think, Fletch, it was $19.99 for you, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So $24.99 here in Canada, so $25 with tax, maybe $27, $28. I think my interest in the game is well worth under $30, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely went for the pre-order there. I don't know offhand, maybe Fletch might know, or we might be able to see it up here. Is it online multiplayer with one other person, or is it just
I think it's co-op. Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Oh, it is. Yeah.
and it's
Wow.
cross-platform.
Oh,
There we
that's
go.
cool. Wow.
Yeah, and cross-platform as well. So there you go. So hook, sync, and deal. I'll be streaming it. So maybe, hopefully, Fletch or Ninja, if you decide to pick it up, we can have a stream here and have a fun with it. Because even though I might not be 100% what to do, playing with somebody else is always better, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
we can
definitely.
we can fumble along together, or if there's someone else that's really good at the genre too, we can I can ride on their coattails.
Yeah.
I'm more interested to see sort of how they implement the controller into
Yeah.
this,
Mhm.
because their
Mhm.
previous game was just on PC. So with it being solely keyboard for their last game, I'll be really curious to see how it handles on this.
Mm.
Hopefully it's good, but I'll still be playing mouse and keyboard. That's the way you got to play
Yeah.
down events.
What I'm curious is, Orc Must Die co-op makes sense because you're actually controlling like a character. But this one, I'm very curious because it seems more like of a mouse. You click, you create towers and stuff like that. So co-op, I wonder like if people create towers different places. Do you have to be fast, or
Nope.
like because usually like you have to manage your money and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm very curious to know how they're going to manage co-op to be actually strategically it strategically makes sense. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
So what was Fletch, maybe or Ninja, it was a couple of years ago now, well, probably 3 or 4. I think, is it Halo Wars that came out on Xbox? It was an RTS? Halo
Yeah.
Wars 2?
Yes.
Was it?
Halo Wars, the first one came out on 360, I believe, and then they made a second one for the
Yeah.
Xbox One generation.
Yeah.
And it's a phenomenal game to play on console.
Yes. Yep. It plays
great.
great with controller, and
Interesting.
I really had no problems with that. So I'll definitely try it out here, both configurations, to see what plays best for me.
Exactly. So yeah, guys, look forward for that coming out soon in a few weeks. So it's gonna be cool to see some gameplay of that.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
So guys, this is all we had for news. We didn't have a lot of stuff, but it's always interesting. We got a new game, got some deals, we've got some report of how Cloud is doing good. So I'm really happy as usual. But to jump onto the next section, let me actually remove my source here and put it back with sound. But to give us, actually, John, I'm going to let you go ahead and explain
While
it while
I'll
set it up.
Okay. So we had mentioned a couple of weeks ago, and many in the community have gotten early access for Death Carnival on Stadia. So we've been playing it for the last couple of weeks, many in the community, and providing feedback. And of course, there's been an NDA that's been a little tight on what we can say. Pretty much, initially it was just, that we have been playing it and testing it. And, like we said last week, we've had fun. Well, the NDA is kind of loosened up a little bit here for Death Carnival. And Ninja has put together a great video here. Some early impressions on what he thinks about the game so far, and some gameplay tips as well in there. So we're going to go ahead and run that video here. It's about 5 to 6 minutes, something like that.
6 minute 30. And yeah, just a side note. I wanted to run it by Herbert, one of the developers, first, just to make sure that it was fine. And I actually had to rework the video twice because I think I was putting too much stuff, too much info, or not not the good info or something, and then I had to modify it. But it ended up being a very cool video. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put up the video now, so you can have a look at a small tease of Death Carnival. It's old gameplay from trailers, but by tease I mean like explaining what the game is and things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and press play right now. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am NinjaGuy X, and today I would like to talk about my impression on the pre-early access of Death Carnival on Google Stadia. I am one of the lucky few who has been chosen to test it along with a handful of people. I am under NDA, but the Death Carnival devs has given us the okay to talk about our experience without showing any footage of the game. We'll be talking about the stage that we've played in, the mechanics, and the overall fun factor of the game. Before I start, I just want to let you guys know that since this is a pre-early access, everything that I talk about today may change at some point. So now that this is out of the way, let the fun begin! So yes, you've heard it right. I am testing the game with Google Stadia. And let me tell you right from the start that it runs great on Stadia. You know, there's no latency issues or anything happening weird on Stadia whatsoever. It is done via a feature called Channels, which is a Stadia tool for playtesting. The way it works is that you give your email to the devs and they enable the game for you in the store. You then need to search in the store for the game and purchase the $0 game. Then that's it. The game is in your library and you can play as much as you want. When starting the game up, there's always a pop-up mentioning that the game might be under NDA and to see any documentation from them if needed. The pre-early test version has two modes. The single player testing, which only throws you in a PvP arena alone. You can't do much other than practice, which is super essential, but I'll be talking about this a little bit later. Then you have the online PvP free-for-all match that you can play for up to 8 players. Testing for crossplay with PC is currently working on the Stadia version and it's pretty good. All you have to do is press the matchmaking button and you get matched easily with everyone else who is queuing for the game. We are thrown in an arena which is similar to the one that you see in the footage here. It's basically a game show environment, but with elements of extreme danger like saw blades and explosive barrels. The arena is also filled with power-ups such as health, armor, and items that fills your special meter. This environment is very well crafted with shortcuts and even spots that needs a little bit of skills to access. I've put a lot of time exploring, but in an online fight, there are still places where I forget I can access when I see others going for it. I love that mastering the environment takes so much time to do. Okay, my favorite part. Let's talk about the mechanics. Before you start the game, you can select 3 types of class: offense, defense, or support. Offense is definitely the best in my opinion. I tried defense once or twice, but he's just too slow and doesn't do a lot of damage. I think that they could be good with some practice, but the learning curve is a little too advanced for the moment. The basic movement is a left thumbstick to move your character, and the right thumbstick to aim and shoot. Just a small note that the Stadia controller is fully supported with rumble features already. The shooting happens automatically as soon as you aim, but you have to watch yourself because if you shoot for too long, there's going to be a cooldown for you to reload. You have a handful of skills that your character can use. You have up to 3 dashes that you can do. You also have a sword slash that you can do every second, and a special that you can execute. Let's dive into them a little bit. The dashes is one of the most important mechanic in the game. While dashing, you are invulnerable to any attacks, so it's very important to manage them properly. One more extra dash than your opponent can actually make or break a 1v1 fight. You also still have full control of your character movement when you're doing it. This actually have a small learning curve to it. And speaking of curve, this is kind of a strategy that you can do with it. Curving your way around your opponent while dashing is great since your opponent may or may not have trouble following your movements. The sword slash is great. You basically use it to avoid your weapon to have a cooldown during a fight. While shooting your opponent, it's very good to dash towards them and give them a slash or two to lower their health. This one time I was in a fight and we were both on a weapon cooldown and they ended up winning simply because their swordplay was better than mine. It felt like a samurai fight to death. The defensive class actually have a longer cooldown for the sword, but the advantage with it is that a shield is generated in front of you that absorbs all bullets. This is why I previously mentioned that this class is harder to master. Next up is the special attack. You have a special meter that you build up by hitting enemies, destroying objects in the environment, or collecting these red essence on the map. You build up a super attack, but if you wait and build up more, you end up having an ultra attack. These attacks are super worth it, and whenever you see someone execute it, you're like, oh crap. But it's so satisfying when you end up executing it yourself. The super attack is 2 huge Gatling guns popping out of you and does extreme damage to whatever you're aiming. The disadvantage is that you turn very slowly, so if the enemy goes around you, it takes some time to turn around and aim. The ultra attack is basically rockets falling off the sky. The only way to get out of this attack is to escape the opponent's fields of view. If he sees you, you get hit for sure. I don't want to get too much in details with the shops, but you do have access to purchase permanent or temporary power-ups that allows you to make your character stronger during a match. You can pick up cash by destroying enemies. The more kills the enemy has, the more cash you get. But watch out, the cash that the enemy drops can be picked up by another rival if you're not quick enough. Lastly, I'd just like to personally talk about how fun the game is. We were always thrown in the same arena, but it did not feel repetitive to me. There's just so much strategy that goes into it. I really like how skill-based it is. Practicing really makes you a better player in it. Herbert, one of the dev, sometimes participated in the play sessions, and when I was up against him, it felt amazing just to see what kind of trick he would pull out, and then trying to replicate them. There's still so much to learn with movement and positioning. I like to compare this game with controls of Enter the Gungeon, but with the slight strategy of a MOBA basically. One thing that's crazy to me is that even though it's a pre-early access, I have not encountered a single bug. They've obviously put a lot of time into working on the game. And that's all I had to say about the game for today, guys. Definitely keep this game in your radar if the gameplay is of interest to you. This game has so much more to it that I can't talk about at the moment, so we're going to get constant updates with changes as we play the game. Is this something that you guys would like to be kept up to date with? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you enjoyed this content, as it helps me with some things in the background. See you guys on the next video. Bye! So yeah, John, do you agree with everything I said? Do you think it'll be a great game? And
you nailed it, and I want to make this clear to everybody. I think it's safe to say you're a natural at this game, because anytime I've played, you kicked everyone's butt by a substantial margin.
Yeah.
You know, I think the next closest competitor for wins might have been like 10 or 15 away from you.
I think that
it's so awesome.
I think that Fletch might disagree with that, because he was like this close to win like every time. I think it was just luck, because I think that whenever I was 1v1ing Fletch, he was basically winning. So I think my strategy was mostly to get rid of the people who are like easier to kill. Like for me, like for me, right? It depends who you're playing against. But but then when I saw Fletch, I was making sure I build up enough superpower to get rid of him, because I couldn't beat him in a 1v1 fight. So
I saw you power up your supers, and I was instantly like, "Now I've got to go in for the attack now. Stop him quickly."
Oh yeah, and you were killing me. That's true. So so Fletch was basically getting right on me and killing me even then, because I was still like low on health and stuff, and he was able to kill me before I finished my special attack, which was pretty amazing. But yeah, like I could talk about this game for a long time, because I really enjoy it. I can't wait for it to come out, and I can't wait for more updates to come too, because Herbert talks about whatever's coming next that we can't talk about, but very exciting stuff, definitely.
And you mentioned there in the video too, it looks and runs great on Stadia. Solid frame rate. It actually even I don't know if I can say that, but it looks and runs great. We'll say that. And it's fantastic. Really looking forward to more people getting their hands on this. And it's great to see the involvement that I've had with the game for the last year, to see how much it's changed and evolved over this last year. And like Ninja mentioned, there's even more changes coming. Obviously, we can't talk about those right now, but the game is always being fine-tuned. Herbert and the team are taking the feedback. They're listening to everybody. They're implementing changes. And all I can say is, like, people will really, if you like twin stick shooters like this, and you're really going to enjoy this game. Lots of strategy involved, and it only gets better every time I play it. And that there's a new build, the game is better than before.
Yes. One thing that I'm gonna say though, also, is that like they really listen, and they really like change whatever we don't like. Like sometimes, well, I get there's some stuff I can't talk about, I guess, but so whenever we're displeased about something, they mention like, oh, okay, well, like we're probably going to change that then. So the pre-early tests are really taking seriously. So I really like that.
Yeah. What about Fletch? What are your thoughts as well?
I really like it. I've never been a massive fan of like top-down sort of twin stick shooters, but for me, jumping into this, it's chaos. I love it. I can't wait for more people to get their hands on it when it releases. They're doing a phenomenal job.
Yep. Yeah, it's fantastic. And you did a great job on the video, Ninja. The Death
Oh,
Carnival account helped promote it
Mm.
as well. So
yeah,
this
amazing.
this is really great, and hopefully we'll see. With the blessing of Herbert, we'll see more update videos from you as well, keeping
Yeah.
the community updated and abreast of everything Death Carnival.
Yeah, definitely. I plan on whenever there's enough update to talk about it again. I think it's a good idea. So,
Hmm.
like I think I'll be doing that and share my experience with it for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Alrighty, so we're at the point here in the show where we're going to move over to our community news, and we'll talk about things going on in the community here. We'll go ahead and bring up my screen here, and I want to make it a little bit beefier so everybody can see. So, as you may know or you may not know, I believe it was a couple of months ago now, we held a contest where we were giving away a Chromecast with Google TV. It comes with a controller and a game of your choice. And Scooterama ended up winning that. The contest was, what would you do to help spread Stadia? And Scooterama, his entry, it touched us so much. It was tough to decide who we were going to choose, but I think when Ninja and I both sat down and we looked at them, like we're like, yeah, Scooterama for
It's
sure,
the best.
because Scooterama gave this to a youth center in Germany, where Scooterama is, a kids youth center here, and we saw pictures of it here. Here's the tweet where they're sitting around playing it, having fun. I believe that's FIFA on there and a few other games. Well, Google saw this and they said, you know what? This is freaking awesome. And they sent the kids there Stadia shirts, a care package, basically, right? So they got some Stadia swag there, and here they are enjoying it, having fun here. Look at posing for the camera here. So a big shout out to Stadia for that acknowledgement, and congratulations to Scooter Rama and the crew there at the youth center. This was amazing to see. And look at this, the FIFA 22 tournament.
Nice.
So yeah, that's really heartwarming to see. So let me get my screen here. That brings us to, because we had such a success with this, we are going to be giving away. We opened this contest up here right before the show started. We are giving away another Play and Watch with Google TV package, a game of your choice, to one lucky winner. Now I'm going to put here, I believe that is the link to the tweet in the chat here. What you need to do is retweet the tweet, reply, tag a friend, and tell us what you would do with the prize to help spread Stadia. And just like our last contest, it's open worldwide. You must be following both myself and Ninja on YouTube to be eligible. There's the links for it, and we will announce the winner tomorrow. Oh my lord. Next Friday on episode 30 of Stadium Connect North.
Wow.
We'll announce the winner here. Yeah. So we can see we've already got some entries here, mostly Martinez. PyCon Fusion is entered as well. Nathan Bain, Mike Burke. So we've got some entries here already. So get your entry in. The contest is open to everyone worldwide. Let us know what you would do to help spread the word of Stadia. So get your entries in there. Next, we are going to talk about our good friend Cheeky Bonnet here. In Humankind, previously it wasn't known whether the DLC for Humankind was coming to Stadia, but it looks like here that it is coming to Stadia, but later on. There's no specifics on it, but shout out to Cheeky Bonnet there for being persistent and asking the dev for updates here. And sure enough, we'll get the DLC later on. So Humankind, if you haven't tried the game, there's a 2-hour free trial. You can check it out here. And I don't know. So Ninja, is Humankind, did you give the trial a go yet, or?
Oh man, John, I'm so sad. So I clicked the trial by mistake, and it expired. So I did not try it. I will need to try it on another account, but what's a bummer about that is if I ever buy it, I'm not going to keep my save file, right? So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so I did not try it. I want to give it a try, so maybe I'll buy it whenever it comes on special, right? But
Mm.
yeah, oh, the music, John. I've been listening to that soundtrack so
Mm-hmm.
many times. I can't count on my
Yep.
fingers. The soundtrack that they made is so good. I'm not even into calm music like that,
Mm-hmm.
but for some reason, this is like a masterpiece, and I love it so much. It's just something
That's
that I want to
awesome.
recommend everyone. It's on Spotify. It's on YouTube if you want to have a listen. But yeah,
Awesome.
I highly recommend it.
That's fantastic. What about you, Fletch? I don't recall. Are you a fan of Humankind or that genre?
I actually bought Humankind when it first got released on Stadia. Um, I played it quite a bit, and I've put it down
Mm-hmm.
for quite a while now.
Yep.
Personally, I was playing it more on the Game Pass side, just due to
Oh,
the
okay.
updates, because the update side on Stadia was so behind. So
Yep.
I decided to play it on the Xbox version, but obviously I have a PC that can handle it. That's
Yeah, good.
that's
I
the only
mean,
downside.
good reason, honestly. Like you want to play
Yeah.
the latest version, right? So makes
Yep.
sense.
But
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
Theory never is going to get the DLC and be updated more. It is great to see, and I'll probably jump into it again on Stadia, knowing that now.
Yeah. That's awesome. Awesome. So next we are moving along here. Well, look at this. Lo and behold, our good friend here, NinjaGuy X, the captor of Maurice, is now an official let's see, Google product expert. He's got the shirt on here.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that, my friend. Well deserved. Well
Thank you.
deserved.
Thank you.
So, can you maybe, for people that aren't aware what a product expert is, maybe
Yeah.
just elaborate a little bit on this here?
Definitely. So a Google expert is basically someone who go ahead and help out Google with forums, Reddit or any social feed. Basically, you get recognized, and everybody can actually subscribe to that. They can go ahead, just Google, Google product expert. Become a member or something like that. It's really easy to find. You can click the link, and whenever you sign in, they'll ask you what type of product expert you want to be, and you can select Stadia in there. So all I've been doing, and actually I've been seeing John doing it a lot more now too. So we go into forum, and whenever someone ask a question, since we know quite a lot about Stadia, we go ahead and help them out and help them figure out stuff like that. One of them on the forum was asking why is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is not the same version as PC. So John went in and said, "Oh yeah, so you can. I think you can see it somewhere where the version is, and the latest version was they added Vegeta and someone else, and so yeah, it's nice to explain. And with that, since they have your name, they recognize that you do that, and then they put points into your account. And having points gives you access to perks like merchandise, like this, basically. And what else? I think you get access. You get better access at communicating with the Stadia employee if you have any issues. Not yours personal issues, but issues that are around that you want to spread out a little bit better. You can do that. But yeah, just to let you know though, after you're subscribed, you still have to go through a review or an approval. So it might take some time before you start getting these types of things, right? So just a heads up. But it's nice. It's nice to see it happen, and hopefully we'll be able to help out the community a little bit more like this.
Yeah, that is totally awesome. And you also there are special virtual meetups too that you can go to as well, talk to other product experts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so it's great there. And
being part of that, I can confirm 100% that Google listen. They definitely go in literally everywhere, and whenever there's an issue, they know about it. If you think they don't know because they don't do anything, it's not that at all. They know about it, and they're probably and I've seen some stuff they just don't announce it when they fix it. They just do it, right? So it's very cool. I know that Europe was having some streaming issues, I guess, the quality wasn't as good, and then the
Mhm.
fix was just to like to change something in Stadia, and then it
Mhm.
worked out again. So they definitely have a look at all of these. So don't think
Yeah.
that they're not looking around for sure.
Right. Yeah. Just keep, like, like we've always said there, if you have a problem or a suggestion, keep it nice, pleasant, professional, and just submit them to, the known areas, the forums, the feedback in the app. We know for sure too, when Grace was the community manager, she mentioned several times that yes, the feedback in the app is read. They go over every single thing that's submitted there. So the eyes are out there. So just, keep providing that feedback there in a nice, respectable manner. And yeah, it'll get taken care of here.
Yeah, exactly. So like John said, the best way to send feedback is through the feedback section on the app. That's the part where they gather up the most feedback. So definitely something to look out for.
Yep, for sure. All right, so moving on here. So this is actually something that I missed or I forgot about. And Ninja, you reminded me. Darwake here, they posted or they tweeted back here at the end of February that they're launching a Kickstarter, but they don't have enough funds. They don't have enough money, so they would like to port the game to Stadia. And maybe see if they can work out some sort of a deal here. And then we see that Alan Joyce was mentioned here. They say, hey, if we propose the game Stadia as an exclusive, could you fund our project? And there was some comments here about whether or not to make it an exclusive or not. But it looks like they're reaching out. I don't know if anything has come of it. I know that the Kickstarter here is running, and the game actually looks like pretty awesome here. It's like a horror,
disturbing, right?
Yeah, kind of like Little Nightmares. That gives me that Little Nightmares type of vibe.
Yeah,
and I know the Kickstarter is actually doing well. They don't have Stadia isn't listed as a goal there on it yet. So look at this here. So back on the 7th, it was 30% funded. And it doesn't say here now. Maybe if I click on this, will it tell us 148 backers, 4 days to go? So
they're not quite there yet, but
they're not quite there yet. And again, like I said, there isn't a Stadia tier on this yet, or a threshold as to when they'll add, or if they'll add Stadia support. Maybe after the fundraiser here, something will happen between the two. Yeah, look, you can see after 35,000, the console port to Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. Their minimum goal is 25. Of course, we see it I see it here in Canadian. So the goal is 34,000 Canadian. It's about 19. So they've got still about $15,000 or $16,000 to go, which is not, too out of the reach, right? Yeah, it's doable. It's 4 days, so I think, what is that, Tuesday or something that it ends there. So we wish all the best here for Darwake, and it would be awesome to see this is another game to come to Stadia, because we look at this and it looks
very artistic, right?
Yeah. It looks like Fletch. Remember the view you did, the review, and I've played the game, but the name escapes me now, where you're going around town and you don't see other people's faces until you interact with them.
Unwilling.
A place for
yeah.
the unwilling.
Yeah. It kind of gives me those type of vibes, or that artistic style, right? So it looks good. Like I would definitely love to play this on Stadia. So
It's definitely giving me Little Nightmares vibes. I love it.
Yeah,
for sure. Look at that.
Look at this.
So,
that was weird, right? The lantern.
No, it reminds me of it. It reminds me of like a horror themed Figment. That's what it reminds me of.
Oh, there you go. Sure.
Good one.
Exactly. Yeah, look at that. Like look at the crow there, the bird or whatever.
Gosh.
I guess it's like a little boss or whatnot.
Now it's Cuphead, right? Like it's like Cuphead.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah. So this is awesome here. I won't spend too much longer on it here, but yeah. So that's a consideration. I don't know whether we'll see it or not. Hopefully things transpire between the developer and Stadia. So here we are. So we talked about the trials and our good friend in lead here. And I mentioned this on Rock Show when we saw the trials come out here. There was an hour, it's a 60-minute trial for Blaze and the Monster Machines. And I made the comment saying you could probably get all the achievements in an hour. If it was me personally, I would have made it like a 30-minute trial, but regardless here, so we see in lead here. Yep, he did it in 52 minutes and 35 seconds. Got all the achievements here and streamed it as well. So who knows? It'd be funny to see if they drop the trial time to 30 minutes because of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, ultimately, really, you know, this is a game to for kids there, so you're not going to have too many people, I guess, just achievement hunters that really want to get those achievements on their account to go through and do this.
Exactly.
But,
a fix for that is having an achievement where you have to like play the game for 4 hours or something like that, right? Because Race with Ryan has that type of achievement. So that avoids people from doing that.
That's perfect, right? That's perfect. That's a good idea. Good idea. So, okay. And, oh boy, this has Dead Drop Studios has caused quite the talk in the community this week. I don't recall exactly who in this particular instance, but somebody from the community sent maybe, I don't know if you guys can think of it.
You know what? I don't remember.
Yeah, they sent a DM to the developer and asked about, would you ever consider bringing Outbreak series to Stadia? And they tweeted the response, and the developer was like, we'll think about it or whatnot. Well, that took wind, and people got a hold of that tweet, and there has been, like I said, it's been talk of the town here. The games are out. I believe there are 7 or 8 of them, possibly over the last several years. There are an old, like, if you think of the old school Resident Evils, like on PlayStation, then that's, these types of games are. The developer, because the community has caused the stir and the talk about it, and people have tagged employees at Stadia, and I believe that they are in the process. There we go. Here they are in the process of talking with Stadia now. There's a poll here saying, do you want the games to come to Stadia, and do you want to bring it, set up a crowdfunding, Indiegogo, right? So, and I think that really is the best route, because the developer had said, well, purchase our games now and that on other platforms, and that could help bring it to Stadia. And there were some in the community that didn't like that sentiment, and everyone has their own thoughts and opinions on it. I'm in the mindset that I would like to back the Indiegogo if it's possible, if they go that route here. I think these games are perfect for Stadia Pro. Ninja, I know this morning actually you were streaming one of the games. I think if you could just maybe tell us a little bit about the stream, what game you're streaming, and maybe some early thoughts and impressions.
Definitely. So I even have some footage here. So let me put in. Okay. So I played 2 of the games so far. I've played the first installment and the 4th installment, Lost Hope. So as you can see here, I'm running on very low graphics, and this is why I'm using Stadia, right? Just I have a crappy computer, and that's all I do. But I wanted to support the dev in a way, to show them my support. What I did is I bought the games, and I said, here, I bought the games. This is my support for you to bring them to Stadia Pro, right? Like I said on my Twitter Money Talk, I think this is just a good way to bring his attention. But like the games are great. This one is very similar to, I find, to like Resident Evil 4. It's very cool. It's a little bit glitchy, but you got to give him like some chance, because first of all, the game is super cheap. I think it's like $10 Canadian, 10 or $15, and it's been developed by one guy. One thing that I'm gonna say that he's really good at is the puzzles. He's pretty good at the puzzle progression of the game. So I really like how he did it. He even have a 2D game, which I'm gonna show right now. This was their first game, and the puzzle is exactly the same type. Like he's very clever at progressing with the puzzle, I find. Anyway, so they're not too hard and very fun. So what I want to do, I'm going to try to work on maybe a video to give more attention to them. I think like he's very serious to bring this on Stadia, but the thing is, he's a little how can I say that? He's a little unsure.
Apprehensive.
Yeah, well, unsure because he's not sure if it's going to be worth the amount of money he's going to spend on making it happen versus the amount he's going to make out of it. So we really need to make some noise and keep it going for him. So yeah. So I'm going to try to do that. Going to try to help out and see what happens.
So Ninja, was there a bundle you bought or?
Yep. So there was a bundle on Steam. It's the whole collection, and you get the 20% off by doing that. So that's what I did. And so I was talking to the developer, and he says like, he said literally like you should just play the last game because it's the best game. It's the most polished one, which makes sense. But I like to see how it is. He said that he has the 2D one. He has a special place in his heart. Because probably because it's his first project, right? But honestly, the 2D one was very solid. I want to continue playing it. The story really grips me. There's some lore inside this, and there's like 3 stories and a few scenarios. Like it's a very beefed up game. Like even though it's 2D, but yeah, I had some fun, and I think that they should come. There's I know. It's like Stadia, right? It's cool to hate it. Well, this series, for some reason, people like there's bad reviews about it. There's like it's really, I don't know. It's popular to hate it for some reason. But honestly, for the price and for the amount of work one single dev did on it, it's amazing.
Yep. So this reminds me, watching you play this. So this is the first game in the series, right?
Yeah.
So this reminds me of what's the game that just came to Pro recently? Darkwood. This reminds me of Darkwood, and I played that, and I had a pretty good time with it. Sure, it's not a $60 US or $80 Canadian game. It's priced appropriately. So you're not going in expecting some AAA super high budget experience. Like this looks really interesting. So the question I had for you, so the bundle you had, is it 8 games that you got in the bundle?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, let me check right now. I got the list here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. 7 games.
Okay. Yep. And what did that cost you Canadian for the bundle?
About $90 plus tax.
Okay. Yeah. So not bad. I mean, if you think about it, it's about $10, like a little over $10 a game, right?
Yeah,
$10
exactly.
or $11 a game. So so it's reasonable. So I think really, and I know in the poll and on the developer Discord there, I really think that if these games do come to Stadia, that they go the Stadia Pro route, because I think that's the way that the developer is going to make the most money. It still means that people not on Stadia Pro can purchase the game if they want it, but on Stadia Pro, we all know with that new revenue model there, they're going to get paid every day that someone plays the game. So I think that's the way that they could maximize it. And I really do think they should start out with the most recent game, bring that on Pro, see how that goes, because they are using Unity, so that's a plus. And see how that goes, and then think about bringing some of the older titles over eventually. Like I really think that would be the process that they would go through, and the way that for again this one single developer in the US here to be able to make the most money. And I know the developers reached out and people have suggested other people. So Herbert, Eves, who else? Like Falconeer Dev as well. They and Sky Climbers. So there's all this other support here that's coming out from other developers in the community as well. And let's see here, Stadia Adventure here. Let's see, makes a good point here. Stadia Pro equals reach. Stadia Trials without Pro equals Uber reach. Stadia Adventure, you're 100% on the mark. I agree with you here. This is, if you're bringing any game to Stadia that's not like a AAA well-known title, I really do think you should launch into Stadia Pro.
Yeah.
And for this reasons here, exactly what Marcus is saying, that these are the exact reasons that I would say as to why you should do it here. So hopefully, I know, again, the developer, he's tweeted out, he purchased the Premier Edition. So he's got 2 Premier Editions on the way. They are in preliminary talks with Stadia. Alan Joyce responded as well. So let's see how this transpires. And I'll definitely play the game that comes to Stadia, whatever, one in the series that it is. Yep. I'll definitely try it out.
It's funny because, different game for different people. And for me, for example, Darkwood is not for me, even though it's similar. It's not the type of game that I play. And you know what? Like, personally, it's weird, but I like the single player story type of experience more than World War Z and Zombie Army and that. Like, I'm having, like, I've been playing and I've been having a blast. World War Z, I barely touched it. I really enjoy it. But the single player experience is what I enjoy the most. Yeah. And so definitely, the more variety, the better.
Yeah. So Fletch, what are your initial thoughts? Is this a type of game that might be your cup of tea, so to speak?
Gone off there. I think personally, for me, it's not my sort of game. I'm not massive fan of it, but like I know that other people might enjoy it. So, and it's always good to have more games come. So, but yeah, for me, I'm more into my sort of first-person shooters.
Yeah.
Fast-paced
action, that sort of thing. That's the multiplayer online sort of stuff. That's me.
Yeah.
And I think there's been more talks in the Discord, because again, I know, like, initially, and I see Marcus in the chat here had mentioned something about, that whole thing about, like, buy our games and we'll try and bring it to Stadia stuff. It rubbed some people the wrong way. We've heard, like, the developers say that, they got DMs from people saying, hey, we're gonna block you, and to tell them that we're gonna block them or mute them or whatever, just like all these silly things. Have an open mind. We know, I think Metal Wolf knows somebody who actually knows the developer as well, right? And like, it is a little bit legit. I can understand some people's initial reactions on thinking it might be like trying to pull the wool over the eyes, but this person is actually 100% legit here. And as always, we've reached out to the developer, asked them if they would like to come on the show. And basically, the developer has said, once they get further along in the talks with Google, they'll be glad to come on the show. So that's something to look forward to here, in the future. So this is great. And I saw you, again, like I said, streaming some of the games this morning. And just so this was perfect to be able to get your thoughts on it as well.
I think that's the only thing I'm going to play this weekend. So I can't wait to play some more for sure.
Oh, look at this. We've got Herbert's in the chat here. Herbert, fantastic game, Herbert. I don't know if Herbert is around for the talk about Death Carnival, but I think he knows what we all think about it here. So shout out for Herbert stopping by here. And again, hopefully we can get Herbert on the show again in a couple of months, right? Maybe before launch, we could get Herbert on here and talk about it, because we always have a blast talking about Death Carnival with Herbert. Yeah. Alrighty, so moving along here. Here we are. So now we're talking about another game here, a certification for Everspace. The Everspace developers, someone had asked them, about, I think it was Rob that asked about a 4K 60 version of Everspace, and developers said, well, we submitted a 4K 60 update, but it's been months since we heard anything. So again, that caused a little bit of a ruckus here. Well, sure enough, Basil here, who's a product manager of Stadia here in Toronto, said, we'll help with this. So it looks like everything is now back in action here. Developer even mentioned too that, as with any platform, the certification process is always a little sticky widget here. There's always these fine checks and everything that needs to be taken care of. So another instance of the community helping things along. So it's great to see. And again, as long as everything's done in a respectful and professional manner, I don't have, personally myself, I don't have any problem with people trying to help or suggest, improvements or things like that as well, because this gets, for whatever reason, we don't know the full story, but, maybe there was a breakdown in talks with, their contact at Stadia and whatever didn't happen, but now things are back and flowing. So it's great to hear.
Yeah, it's cool to see that it got unstuck. Honestly, I wasn't sure if it was going to happen, right? But social networking can help out on these kind of things, so it's interesting to see.
Yeah, and again, Google's always listening too. Just because we don't necessarily have to tag the people at Stadia, some people do, but there's always eyes everywhere. They, like Ninja said, they know what's going on. So, but again, do it in a professional manner and be constructive. And, this is how things get done and improve the platform. So it is great to see here. Next thing we're going to talk about is, and I actually saw this on Reddit here, and I posted it on Twitter. Currently until May the 11th, you can get a free week of Ubisoft Plus. I believe this is just for, and it's not for existing accounts, for new accounts. I don't know. I didn't ever get the clarification if you had previously got the offer that they had last year where you could get a free month. I don't know if you can still get this or not. I don't know if somebody...
I gave it a try.
Okay, yeah.
Like very fast. And it seems like I needed to pay for the month. So it might only be for new accounts.
I think it's for new accounts because my Ubisoft Plus membership lapsed like a week before this happened. So I thought I'd try and do it, and it doesn't work. So I had to pay for it again. So and then I tried a different account that I have, and it allowed me to do it. So and that one's never had Ubisoft Plus before. So
so if you've never had it, so there you go. Thanks for the clarification here. Yeah. So if you've never signed up or tried Ubisoft Plus before, you can get a free week, 7 days. And once you sign up, then you just link it to your Stadia account, and then you get all the goodies that come along with that as well. And you can play for 7 days, a week. I'm sure long enough to beat one game in there or get achievements or whatever.
Those hardcore gamers,
yeah, exactly. And so Stadia Adventure here confirms, you can't claim it on an existing account. So that's good for confirmation. Next up here, well, look at this. We've talked about a little bit about this here in the beginning on. Ninja and I have started with the blessing from Jem, because Jem originally started this Captures of Stadia back in, I believe it was October or November of last year. Then Jem no longer does the series. So I was just thinking to myself, about a week or so ago, I was like, this would be awesome to start back up. I mentioned it to Ninja. He said, sure, I'd love to be a part of this. So I reached out to Jem. And I said, Jem, we'd love to do this to revive it, but I want it to go about it the right way and ask your permission, because this was his idea originally. Jem said, sure. So sure enough here, again, thank you, Jem, for your blessing here. Our first episode ran today as a premiere, and we had a great turnout here, and it was just loads of fun. Just commenting on these other clips and whatnot. And let's see if we can, I think we got this puss up here. So here we are. So we do 10 clips each episode here. And here we go. We can see this is Roberto's with Hello Engineer. He's stuck in his own contraption here and he can't get out. Dawn of the Monsters, when Ninja and I were playing, we set up this awesome combo unintentionally. So it's great. We've, like I said, we've already got a ton of clips from people, but keep sending them in. We like to make the episodes as varied as possible with multiple different games from different people as well. And you can see here, look at this. We got the sweet 69 views so far from today
Nice.
at lunch here. And you can see, again, we ask that you just leave a comment and vote for what your favorite clip was. And you can vote for yourself. It's totally fine. We've got the link to the forum in the description. There's also a link in the description of this video now that you're watching. And we have a table of contents here, right? So if you want to skip to any of the games featured in the video, again, there's 10. You can easily do it by just clicking on the little index there. And it gives, of course, we give credit to everybody that supplies their clips here. And we really do appreciate that. Posted this on Facebook, posted it on Reddit, and Twitter. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you here, because the Stadia Reddit gets a lot of flack, but that's the most entries we've got from the Stadia Reddit here. I was as shocked as anybody else. They're very, very forthcoming to share there, and it's so awesome. So again, thank you everybody in the community. And this is Fletch's here, little clip where you've stolen the ball.
I don't know
here,
what this goalkeeper did, to be honest.
Oh yeah, Did you see the player? Like he just got in the net afterwards. That was.
I don't think this person on Ultimate Team liked me, because I did end up beating him like 12-0, and I felt really bad.
Oh my gosh!
I felt awful.
Yeah. So this is awesome. Keep sending us those videos. I see Original Penguin said I've got a Google Drive full of clips, so you could use. You know what? If you would love to share those, it might take a little while that we feature them all, but we would love those. Send them to, and this goes for anybody. You could fill out the form and include the URLs to the clips there. You don't have to send us the actual files. We'll download and convert them. Just send us the links, DMs, emails, forums, Discord, what have you. Just make sure that either Ninja or myself, knows that you've left that link for us there, and we'll get them into future episodes. So, don't worry if you've submitted a video and you don't see it for a couple of weeks. It's not because we're mad or trying to do anything sneaky here. It's just, we go through what we have already, 90 to 100 plus videos, and try to get the most varied type of games there. So it's awesome. Had so much fun doing it, and I think this is going to be really, really successful. People seem to have taken to it very well. And episode 2 comes out Tuesday, so you can expect every week 2 episodes, Tuesdays and Fridays.
2.
2. Alrighty. So our good friend #MediaGuy, he says, attention, giveaway time. Due to the generosity of Impro Joe and Broken Arm Games, I'm able to give away a copy of 100 Days Winemaking Simulator. So I've got the link in the description of this video for you to enter. I'm going to also throw it here in the chat. So here's your chance to win a copy of 100 Days Winemaking Simulator.
Yep.
And
Uedoro's favorite game.
Yes. And not to be outdone by that, we have another giveaway here. As Ninja alluded to earlier in the episode, our good friend who's in the chat, and thanks for the laughs, is Original Penguin Adam. So, as you may know, or you may not know, Original Penguin Adam has, ever since we've known that Golf with Your Friends was coming to Stadia, has just been ecstatic. Like, he's super excited about this game. Played along with him yesterday in the stream. Had tons of fun. He's got 8 copies to give away. He'll be announcing the winners here on his stream. And what I'm going to do is I'm putting the link in the chat here. So the contest ends, the entries end at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. So that's in an hour and 5 minutes. That's 12 a.m. UK time. So there is only about an hour left to be able to get your entry in to Original Penguin Adam's contest here. 8 copies up for grabs. So this is a phenomenal chance to win the game. He's going to be streaming the game this Saturday as well. So get those entries in here now. Like I said, you have just about an hour. And get them in here. And a shout out to Jack DeSlip. Look at that. Oh, the winners are going to be announced in about an hour too. So, man, who knows? I think we'll be done the show by then, but we might be able to get.
Maybe we'll lose some watchers, right?
Yeah, we're hoping here. But yeah, get your entries in here. You can win this freaking awesome game. It is a ton of fun. There you go. Links in the chat and also description of this video.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome sauce. And we want to give a shout out here to our good friend over at the Nerf Report. Bryant has passed 10,000 YouTube subscriber. YouTube.
Yeah, did you say did you say that?
I must be drunk or something. I don't know here. YouTube subscribers. I guess I was probably, I don't know. I apologize here. Yeah. So big shout out to Bryant here. Well deserved. The Nerf Report has been ongoing for several years now. And to be honest with you here, Bryant, the Nerf Report was one of the first, other than Stadia Cast, was one of the first YouTube channels that I was watching and just love his content because he's so funny, direct and to the point and very comical. So, shout out to Bryant. Hopefully one day, maybe we can get things that work out. He could come on the show for a little bit.
Love that. Definitely.
Chat with him, find out a little bit about him and his life journeys.
Something that's cool with the communities is that we help each other, right? And I think what really helped him in that last stretch for 10K is Sunny Cloud Gaming sent a tweet out. And he says, guys, I don't tweet a lot, but I just wanted to tell you guys to follow my friend Brian. And I think this helped him get this last stretch to get to 10,000. I think that's my assumption. So very nice of the community to help out each other like that. Even bigger streamers help out other bigger streamers. So I mean, we can't have a better environment than that, in my opinion.
I think the premise is that I always think it's always nice to help somebody because you never know when you need to help. We all had to start from somewhere, right? So helping each other only helps everybody in the long run. It's not some giant competition where, I'm going to be afraid to share with you some of these, little tips and things that I found. In my thinking, the way that I operate, that's not the case because, it's better just to help everybody else. You don't want to be in a community that is very selfish and only for themselves. And that's furthest thing from the Stadia community. So again, a big shout out to Brian. And I know he's been in the chat several different times on different streams and episodes and stuff like that. So hopefully, Brian, we can work something out and get you on the show here. I know you're extremely busy. So, 10, 15, 20 minutes, something like that, just to chat a little bit and would be fantastic. All right. Ooh, I think I just, did I close? No, I didn't. I didn't. Okay. So the next thing, so Ninja brought this to my attention and posted it on Discord.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is an article. It says Stadia. Google brings Windows games to the platform, but why not Android games? So this is the subject of our poll here.
Yeah, and let me end it now, actually, while we go with that. So if you want to explain, and then we'll see the results. Yeah.
Okay. So in this article here, the author makes an argument that why not bring Android games over to Stadia as well, Linux to Linux. Although, it is not, not as much effort would be taken to the fact that to bring these games over. And I know we've saw some of these touch-based games that you could consider that have been on Android as well. The Adam Wolf series, the other What is it? What's the one that just came out this month? Stadia
City
Pro.
Legends.
Yeah, City of Legends as well. So the author makes some good points here. You know, they're bringing the Android games over to desktop. So we thought we would put a poll out here and see, would you like to see Android games on Stadia? And it looks like here we had 40 votes, and it looks like 67% said yes, and 32% said no.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah. So I don't know. We'll start with so Ninja, because you brought this to our attention here. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay. So to me, man, the more the merrier. You can, like, even if, like, you just, like, they decide, oh yeah, tomorrow we're bringing like $101 game.
Mhm.
I wouldn't, like, I'd be happy, man. I'll find 2 games in there that I like. Like, I'm not picky, right? So the fact that we would have Android game would actually help me save some space on my phone. Imagine like Call of Duty mobile, right, Fletch? Like, this game takes so much space on your phone. Now that I realize that Fletch actually plays it on PC, but anyway, no, yeah, you would see a lot of space like that, Genshin Impact, right? And like those really big games, like these are the 2 biggest that I can think of right now. But I think that would be the biggest advantage. And I don't know, maybe someone who has lower end phones, it'd be also good. So even if Stadia would like eventually maybe launch like a small Stadia mobile app, like maybe a separate one, that would also work, right? So to me, man, like the more games, the better.
So this is Original Penguin brings up, and this is what I was going to talk about here too a little bit. So if they brought the games over, would so they would have I would say like a certain category in the store that'll say like Stadia Mobile. Would you think that they would keep them so that you can only play on mobile or tablet and not the TV because of, this is what Original Penguin was saying here, that games aren't exactly going to scale up on a 4K TV.
True.
But Apple TV has iOS games, right? And I know I haven't played many of the Apple Arcade games on a television really to have a good comment about it. But I think that if this was the case, it would be something that would be limited either to like tablet or mobile itself.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But like Fletch can expand on that because Fletch does play mobile games using probably with BlueStack, right, Fletch? I'm assuming. Or
BlueStacks and what they want to use Game Loop.
So how is the resolution on your PC when you play these?
Looks fine. It is obviously, you can tell that it's blown up somewhat.
Okay.
For games like Call of Duty Mobile and sort of Mobile Legends, it doesn't look too bad because they're very detailed anyway in terms of games. But I am playing on a 27-inch monitor, so it's not that blown up in the reality of things. If I put it on my 50-inch TV, then it'll be like horrible.
Yeah, that's true.
Personally, for me, I said no. With the caveat of I could say yes if it was specific games that are on mobile which are popular, like Genshin or like Call of Duty Mobile or Mobile Legends, where they're big entities, where the developer would probably pump money behind on making a TV native version. But for me, I would said no because a lot of Google Play games, unless they're specifically chosen, a lot are shovelware. And the last thing I want to do is have Stadia filled with shovelware. And I know that a lot of people as well already, you see it across Reddit, get very irate about the fact that like games like City Legends and Animal for coming to Stadia because they were sold on AAA running on the cloud, not mobile. And I understand that. I do understand it. Obviously, everyone has different tastes. But I think, it would be a very 50-50 whether people would love it or people would hate it, personally, for me. I think I'd be under the category of if like
both of you had mentioned there, they were curated games, like specific ones like Genshin Impact and things like that. Yeah, I saw Original Penguin saying here, I could see Google Play Games release a cloud service. That would be a particular, that would be a white labeling of the Stadia technology with their own company, but for a different brand.
Mm.
So yeah, I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
it's a hard, like, I'm torn both ways between it, but I think maybe if it was a curated selection of games that were higher quality and not just a lot of the shovelware.
Yeah.
I see.
ISB got a good point. Well, granted, to reflect Granite's things also,
Mhm.
is that once the floodgate opens of shovelware, it can be very bad. Look at the general quality of Amazon products before versus now. And a good example of that is the Atari, right? Like when they had the what's it called? Like the bankruptcy of games. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like when
Mhm.
it failed.
ET. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, ET and stuff like that. So that could happen. They have to be careful with that. They can't just put everything in there and
Yeah.
So
I think being an achievement and trophy hunter myself, I've seen this starting to happen on PlayStation and Xbox. They're both facing the issue of a lot of these
there's
shovelware
so
games that are
much
just publishing
shovelware.
now. A lot more on the Xbox side, believe it or not. But you just see these games which are being sold for 99p, a dollar, that are just being shoved on, and they're rubbish. And the
It's
thing is, it
annoying.
then destroys the internal leaderboard systems that have been in place for years now, and
Mhm.
just makes that sort of competition between friends and stuff negligible now, because again, these people get like 100,000 gamer score a month sort of thing, which is why I like Stadia, because you can't get games like that. And I think that would just destroy
Yeah.
that aspect as well. It's very hit and miss. But yeah, it's got to be a curated list of
Mhm.
big published games, but are known to not splash microtransactions everywhere, because the last thing you want is a store filled with this skin, this skin, this skin, this skin.
Yeah.
It's become horrible.
Yeah, I think that you guys have a good point, because uh, maybe even like Adam Wolf and Sea Legends was just a test to figure out how it worked out, and like if that's the reception that they had, maybe they're gonna watch themselves and maybe keep getting all of these great indie titles that that are top tier, and not put all of these shovelwares that we're seeing on other platforms. Makes
I
sense
think
to
it's
me.
all about pricing as well, because you look at something like Reigns on Stadia, like the price of Reigns on Stadia is more expensive than the mobile version, and it's exactly the same game. And like it makes sense for a game like that to go to Pro, but I wouldn't buy it outside of Pro, because you're looking at like a triple to 4 times the amount for the same game you can get on your mobile, and every game can run on a
Right.
mobile
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
So it's judging that really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that was a good discussion here. I mean, it's always great to hear other people's opinions and different sides of the coin and whatnot. So, yeah, interesting. Well, thanks for bringing that article to our attention, Ninja.
Yeah. Oh, the credit goes to someone on Facebook. I can't remember his name, but I found it on
Okay.
Facebook in the Stadia group. So yeah.
Alrighty. And we've learned now, too, that if you go to stadia.com/careers, you can find now directly jobs related to Stadia. And we go here and look at this. We can see right here in the Waterloo office, so about an hour west of Toronto here, where there's a Google office and where the software for the Stadia controller was developed and tested. They've got openings for a senior developer, another software developer, manager, Stadia porting, stuff out in California as well, engineer, senior developer manager again here in Waterloo. So there's a lot of hiring going on at the Waterloo office. Flutter product manager, product security. So this is good, because now you can find these Google career jobs that are Stadia related. Easy. Stadia.com/careers. Like, you don't have to do a special search or anything like that. You've got them here, and you can see there's ton. We saw Singapore as well. Look at this: Singapore, Mountain View, California, New Taipei City, right? So all over the world, really.
I think
Look at
this-
this.
I think with this, it just says Stadia is not going anywhere. Not if they're hiring.
Yeah.
Come
No,
on.
no, for sure.
Yeah. If they're hiring, it's not going anywhere.
Right. Yeah, exactly here. So it's good to see here.
One of the good job that I've seen is that they're still looking for people to improve the porting of from
Mhm.
Windows. And it's interesting to see that they're still looking to expand for that, right? Like you'd think that, oh, they're done, let's jump on to something else, but they're still looking into like improving that. So it's amazing to me, like that they're so willing to keep on going with that.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty, and our last piece of news here, and we talked about this earlier, the contest that we have here that we're giving away, the Google Play and Watch with your game of your choice to one lucky winner. We'll announce our winner here next Friday on the show. The link is not in the description. It will be. I believe, I did place it in here before, but we'll add it on to in the chat here. So good luck to all. And again, don't forget Original Penguins contest here is ending in about 50 minutes. So
Nice.
Get your entries in for Golf with Your Friends. And boom,
Yes.
There we go.
We're back. And we did not fall asleep, so that's good. Yeah. So what do you say we open the chat a little bit and see what people have to talk about?
Yeah, see if there's if anybody in the chat wants to, just talk about any particular subject or topic in the Stadia community. Just let us know. And
I'm addicted to World War Z. It's really bad.
Yeah. Oh man.
What, level
Tell us
125 now?
Oh gosh. Well, I guess Marcus was said that he was going to go play some while you were on the show here, so he could level up. Yeah. But I don't know if he has
40 hours now. Like,
I was just about to go watch. Yeah. So, oh my god, 40 hours already. That's
wow.
Crazy.
Help me. Send help.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think I'm going to pick up Farming Simulator. I keep looking at it all the time, and I'm now like,
you want it, right?
Yeah,
you might as well just buy it.
Yeah. That's funny. Something I don't mind talking about is do you guys still think that we're still getting 100 game this year? Do you think that we're still going at it? Because we're kind of not getting as much game as last year so far, right? So I'm wondering, what do you guys think?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think we'll get more than 100. They've continued to say 100 plus, so they know what's going on. There'll be the dry spells here or there that we don't see as many come out as other particular times of the year. But I still think we'll get it, and there's still plenty of surprises. I mean, right? Like you do the game, you and Inley do the game wiki for Reddit, and you don't have 100 games listed there for this year, right? Like,
no,
right? Right? So there's still a ton there that we aren't aware of. I don't think that they would make or continue to make that claim without knowing for sure. Mm-hmm. Will some get delayed? Sure, but will there be new ones added? I'm sure too, right? So yeah, we'll see.
So, one question I do have very quickly.
Yeah.
Obviously, we saw the announcement recently that The Witcher 3 upgrade for next gen is being stopped for now, and they're pushing it back to probably later on this year. Obviously, that port was handled by Saber Interactive, which we know, and that was Stadia with regards to low change porting. Unfortunately, it looks like Saber have been taken off of that porting project due to the fact that the Russian part of Saber was the one that's handling it. So for obvious reasons, they got taken off. So do you reckon it could still be on the cards for Stadia? Because I reckon it is, with the amount of people who have requested it in the past, and with Saber handling it, I reckon we were, but I don't know what this speaks for it. Well, it's obviously speculation.
Yeah, I think it actually might bode well, because if they were to bring it over to Stadia, they definitely would use those tools that we know that are still being worked on, right, and perfect it. So maybe this delay till later this year could actually be beneficial. I mean, I don't know if it will come to Stadia. It would be awesome. I personally think that we'll start to see the fruits of these tools starting the end of this year, early next year, something like that, because we know that they're still in development, right? Like there's still bugs. We have like 5 or 6 developers that are using them, and then they'll be opened up later this year to more of the developers. So I think, to be realistic, sure, I would love there to be to see the fruits of it earlier, but I think late this year, early next year is when we'll start to see really the influx of it, and then continuing from there on out. I mean, I could even see them saying next year 150 plus titles, right?
Oh,
And
wow.
then,
Oh my
and
gosh,
then
can you
go up.
imagine? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I think that like October would be reasonable. Do you think that would be I know you said end of the year, but like October, would you agree that that could be possible?
it could be. The reason why I had pushed further out by saying the end of the year is because of what in the AMA for Sky Climbers Paratrope said
said
about
6
the
months,
tools.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So 6 months to the end of the year. So I'm thinking that's like probably, like, of course, you can't break NDAs. It could be sooner.
Yeah.
But as a realistic expectation, he said near the end of the year. So I don't know. I would love to
Makes
see it
sense.
earlier. I think we'll definitely see games from it this year, because I know, Fletch, what was the one developer you said you were surprised to see were part of it? Was it Milestone?
There was 2 that I was actually quite surprised with. So the first, was Milestone. I'm a massive fan of MotoGP. So the fact that they're there, I'm still hoping we get 22 this year, but I reckon it'll just be later down the line because they're using the tools to port it. That's what I reckon. It'll be delayed like it was with 21, which is completely fine. And another one was Steel Wall Studios, the people behind Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes. Yeah.
They really surprised me. I wasn't expecting that, and that's a huge game for kids. Huge.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how much weight Five Nights at Freddy's carries behind it.
Kind of like Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
And I think or Among Us as well would be another great.
Good one.
Yeah, I'm hoping we do see Among Us, because I always see Stadia and the Among Us Twitter accounts having chats between each other, and it makes me go, come on, that'd be great. But I kind of thought about this yesterday actually, and put a poll on Reddit about if people would like to see another Stadia Connect. I put that on the Reddit, and I know the majority of people have said yes. There's a lot of people who did say, what is it?
Oh wow, okay.
Obviously, we haven't had one in a year and a half at least.
And
I think for me, I know a lot of people like, oh, they're just announced indie games, but I'd rather them have a short state of play where it's 10-15 minutes long, just giving us an idea of like 3 or 4 titles.
Yeah,
because then it builds up some hype behind Stadia.
Right.
And sort of when you've got these people on for low change porting, just be like, they're working on this game. Don't give a release date, just say holiday.
That's true, because
it just drums up that bit of excitement, which we don't really have sometimes. Because when we see the blog post when Golf with Your Friends and Overcooked got announced, people were like, yes, more. And it's like, it's even those small blog posts generate such a big amount of hype. So it's like, if they did a Connect, it'd be massive, just something.
Yeah, exactly. Because right now, what are we excited about, right? We're excited about the blog posts like City Skylines and like that, but these are coming out in Q2, and like we don't have any hype for anything else. Like we're living in the present, and we of course we want to know more, and these kind of things that we could get in the future would be kind of interesting for sure. To get back to your question with Saber Interactive, here Clive says Saber has loads of bases. They're actually a US company, but they have one office in Russia. It was that team working on Witcher. So who knows, right? They might transfer this work to another team, or maybe they still have access to the source code that they worked on so far from Russia, right? And they can just send it to a third party or something like that. Everything is possible for sure.
Yep.
And then Iceby has a nice one
Yes.
here. Yeah, you want to get there, right?
Yeah,
I'll let
I
John
saw
talk
that,
about
yeah.
it then.
Okay, yeah, no worries. So
Yeah.
Herbert here saying, here's a tough question. Not tons of usage of the new Stadia enhanced features yet for YouTube. How do you feel devs could make better use of them? So I know when we were playing golf with your friends, people in the chat were saying this would make a great crowd play game, right?
yeah.
Like, having people that are watching being able to join in instantly just by clicking the button there to join right in with you. I mean, that would be an awesome feature for any multiplayer game, really. Like having that in there. The crowd choice, I think, is great too. So, like we saw in certain games, say for Outcasters has crowd choices, about the different weapons or power-ups that you might get, or just different scenarios or situations that the audience can quickly vote on, and it affects your in-game, outcome. I really would love to see more of those features added to games. And of course, we've talked about this too, the state share. I have there for Hitman and things like that are a great use. So I think by implementing them in here, let's just say, for example, since Herbert's asking for Death Carnival. So here's an idea for you, right? Herbert. So we're streaming Death Carnival, and everyone's here in the chat and they're watching, and someone wants to jump in. Well, instead of me having to say, "Oh, are you my Stadia friend? What's your Stadia name?" and going adding and stopping, all you do is you enable it while you're playing the game, and bam, right in the chat here on YouTube, they get a link to join in, and there's a queue, right? So if there's up to, let's say, with Death Carnival, there's eight players, right? So once there's a spot open, the person has, what is it? I think it's 30 to 60 seconds to be able to join and hop right into the game. Or, just imagine that there's some type of scenario. I don't know. I haven't touched the single player aspect of the game, but let's just say you're going to fight a boss and you're going to pick up a weapon in like one of these boxes or whatever, right? The people in the chat could vote to see, they have 3 or 4 choices of what weapon do you want John, Ninja, or Fletch to get from, this box here to help fight the boss. Like, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So,
and
there we go.
Let's make this interesting. Okay, so Herbert is in the chat. He loves feedback. So guys, if you want a Stadia feature on Death Carnival, give your opinion. Let us know what kind of feature. And let me tell. I told Herbert I was going to give him a list of features that I wanted, and I never did it. So let me do that right here, right now. So for crowd play, it's obvious. You go in the lobby, you enable crowd play, and you can get people to come play with you. That's all you need to do. Crowd choice would be cool if the crowd could vote like for items that people would get in the game. So who should get a defense, and then 1 for NinjaGuy, 2 for John, and then that person would get the item. That would be amazing. State share, I'd like to see. I had a lot of thought on that. I just never had a chance to actually say it. State share, I want people to be able to create their own logos, kind of thing, and being able to put in them, or like create costume or something like that, like Animal Crossing, right? You can put you can design your costume, and then you would state share a picture of that design, and people would be able to get it in their game, like that design in their game. That would be awesome for streamers, or like who does that to advertise.
So I have one question on that, and I'm not 100% sure on how Animal Crossing handles it. How would you then avoid the obvious of people drawing obscure and weird things on it? Like would there have to be an approval process, or like what would I'm just trying to think, like, because then that would be you'd have to wait for a developer. I mean, it's an awesome idea. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there other games that use that and there's a workaround for it, or
you know what? I'm not sure. I know that like I would love Death Carnival to have streamer features, and if we are gonna get designs like that, I guess there's gonna need to be some kind of approval before these features are done, and maybe after they're approved, we could get that state share working. But beforehand, I guess that like as long as it's not official, then it wouldn't work out. Yeah. I guess.
I think we just have to brainstorm on it. Like all sit around on it and figure, because there has to be a way, because that would be so awesome to be able to design your own things there, and without how are you going to get around the worry of it being something that's offensive?
Yeah, exactly.
I have a cool idea.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go for it.
If like in sort of like Ghost Recon Breakpoint and The Division, you can see your own teammate's screen. I've forgotten what they call it now.
Yes. Yeah.
If you had an instance where, say, it was 4v4, you had like a team mode, and you could see the other 3 people on your team's screen on the side. So when you're in a game, you can see where they are. Be quite a cool feature. So I feel like something like this would be great for something like X Defiant when that comes around. Being able to see like the rest of your teammates' screens while in a team deathmatch. I feel like you got to do it in a way where it won't become too in the way.
Yeah. The only thing with that, Fletch, and either Ice told me that or someone else, but because it's crossplay, it's not fair for other platforms, right?
That makes sense.
So it would only be good available to do that if you're playing against other Stadia people, I guess. But I like that idea though, for sure. Because direct streaming was one that I didn't know, I wasn't sure about, but that's very cool. That would be cool to see.
Was there? It's the when I think it was when Eve was on, when he was talking about the affiliate program for developers, about the link. You post a link. Is that active now? I don't really know if it is.
John can.
So that is active, right? So the developers post a link, and we've seen it with several games already, where they say, play our game on Stadia, and if you get someone to click and they sign up, and I believe it is if they sign up for Pro as well, the developer gets a cut of that money for each person that does that. Yeah. So it's kind of like a recruitment type process.
It's a weird one, because I don't know whether it can be like done for where the developer reaches out to certain streamers or people who do videos based on that game to just post that affiliate link down below in that streamer's things. Because I, as someone who like does reviews and stuff, I'd happily just post it down there. Nothing gained on my side, but like helping the developer out. I could see where Stadia in that instance would work really well, because you have people going, "Oh, I'm curious about that game." Just click the link, get Pro, then you get that.
So I think,
but I don't know how it works at the moment.
Yeah, I think like what Adam's saying here too, like the links that the developers have, they're able to generate a link that goes over to their game on the store, and if you already aren't a Stadia like if you already don't have a Stadia account, you sign up for the account there, and if you subscribe to Pro, then they get money.
So I sent an example from Grime. I know that 100 Days did one, generated one also. But the thing is, it's when you click on it, it's a tiny URL, so you won't be able to see exactly like the format of what that looks like. But
So I see Herbert here saying the challenge with crowd choice is that we don't want large streamer communities to be able to gain an unfair advantage in ranked matches, for example. So in that instance, how about if for the crowd choice it's limited? I don't know. You would have to have a limit, like the most, like everybody gets, X amount of votes.
Yeah.
But then again, if the one person only gets, let's say, 2 votes, and the total amount is 10, and the other people get 10?
Yeah, it's
I
just
don't
that
know. Yeah.
Herbert mentioned specifically for rank, but I honestly I don't think any feature should be in rank in general, right?
Right.
But,
Yeah.
but anywhere else, I mean, that would make more sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Adam's saying it
Yep.
there, and then
Yep.
crowd choice.
Yeah,
more
there you
for
go.
Party mode.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mark Sally said Animal Crossing has a report system, so if you find an offensive piece of gear there,
Yeah, like a ball from golf with your friend, you know, like you're right. That makes sense.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that wraps us up pretty much. John, what do you think?
Yeah. I think so. We're good here. We're at the just a little over the 2-hour mark here on a Good Friday Easter
Yeah.
weekend here. A big shout out everybody in the chat here. Thank you so much for making this a fantastic show as always. Herbert, thanks for stopping by. We know you're super busy here. Again, the door is always open. Whenever you want to come on the show, Herbert, we will make the time for it. You're always welcome. We could talk for hours on end with Herbert about Death Carnival and probably everything else in between here. So
Absolutely.
I think with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show here. I don't know. Do you guys have before we head out here, any plans for the weekend in particular, or?
Well, I'll start. So, I mean, you know, I do have all the Outbreak games now, so I'll be playing that. If I have time, maybe I'll organize maybe a team up for Death Carnival, just to play around with some people. But it'll depend how much time I have during the evening. I also have plans to talk with Maurice. We're gonna plan out some some stuff. I'm gonna get him out of my closet there, and so he can dance a little bit. So we'll get there. Yep. But that's about it.
Fletch, how about yourself?
Finalize my review for Orcs Must Die DLC. Get that sorted. I was going to do it today, but it'll be tomorrow now. And then probably, because I've got a free day tomorrow away from the kids. Yes, what? I might be able to play a bit of World War Z and Farming Simulator if I pick it up. Or Insurgency Sandstorm, because I also picked that up on Xbox today.
Wow.
Now I'm like, even more games to play.
Yeah, I haven't played that in a while, haven't you?
Yeah, no, I played it on PlayStation and then saw that it was on sale on Xbox for like £15, I think it was, and I was like, yeah, I'm grabbing that. I'll get the achievements for that. Lovely.
Very nice.
Right. Alrighty, well, I think that's going to wrap everything up here. Don't forget, Original Penguins contest here for Golf with Your Friends ends in 28 minutes. Get your entries in. The link is in the description of the video if you already don't have it. Also, you can check out Stadium Connect North on Twitter. We've got our contest up, giving away the Google TV Stadia bundle with a game of your choice. Again, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Fletch. Thank you, NinjaGuy X. And I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend.
All right.
Take
Have
care.
a good one, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye.